Welcome to my workspace. My name is Joel, and I want to talk a little bit about the GoPro Max. I've been a Fusion user for the past year and a half, and I've really come to like what I can do with the 360 footage. I like the 360 experience, but I also like being able to turn those 360 experiences into flat video. And there are a couple of things, including this cat here. There we go. And there are a couple of things I want to share with you. This is Rusty. Hey Rusty, wave. Rusty is not going to be a star on YouTube, I can tell. Anyway, now you know where the cat sounds are coming from. There are a few things I like about the Max a lot better than the Fusion. And one of them, of course, is one SD card. Your files are stitched in camera. In fact, the workflow for editing those files and outputting them or sharing them is really, really nice right on the iPhone. With iOS 13, there's even some advantages that I'm going to get into as far as editing and finishing and grading in color. So first off, and this goes for anyone who's using a GoPro who wants to do serious work, just shoot in the Pro Tune. If your goal is to simply share out files on the spot in the moment, I get it, but if you just take a few more moments, you're going to have much better results, a personal style. It's really going to make a difference to your YouTube channel, just on the social media. So take that extra time to grade the footage, but use Pro Tune, set it to flat, set your sharpness to low. This is very important. And you've got your hyper smooth, you've got all those other features. That's automatic with the Max, so you don't have to worry about finding that setting. It's on. I like the 5.6K 24 frames. I shoot a lot of cinematic footage, and that 24 frames is really nice for me. You may prefer the 30. That's cool. There is no slow-mo. Yes, that's true. I don't generally do much slow-mo for my workflow. I wish I had better low-light capability, but again, this camera is so versatile that in reasonable light, and right now I'm shooting with the 1440 at 24 frames in my studio at night. Halloween, by the way, happy Halloween. And this is the GoPro's shotgun mic you're listening to, by the way. I don't have any other mic going on here. And I don't really have soundproofing in this room. Curtain on the wall behind my computer, that's about it. So the workflow, if you stick with the Pro Tune, you're shooting a 360 video, make sure it's flat, make sure it's low sharpness, you're going to be in great shape. I use the exposure compensation quite frequently. I dial it down a half a stop, basically for everything, or a full stop on certain situations. See what you like, but I really, really like that a lot. I don't like to clip highlights. Maybe that's just me. So that's the start. Record and capture, you're going to want to use the Pro Tune. So turn that on, learn to love it. It's kind of flat looking, but you've got that nice little viewfinder there to at least give you a sense of what's going on with your shots. Of course, right in the app, if you want to output a clip you got, it's just too marvelous. There are those themes that you can tap on different colors, just like Instagram filters, so do that. After the Pro Tune conversation, the next thing that we got to talk about here is workflow. And what I've heard, which is really kind of concerns me, is a lot of people don't understand that there's more to the GoPro app on at least iPhone, and I hope it's true for Android, than just being able to keyframe. So if you're not posting a 360 video experience, you don't want to be making people wave their phones around in the air to see everything around them, or put on the headsets, then using that reframe tool, once you tap on that little dot for the keyframes, great. You can go through and you can use the keyframes if you want to. You can ease in, ease out, or both, and you can do what they mistakenly call a jump cut. Well, I suppose you could use it for a jump cut. Jump cut usually means that there's you clipped out a word, and so the actors to cut jumps, and it's disconcerting. Fog of War, all jump cuts. Beautiful movie. If you want a true jump cut, great. But changing shots, that is to say, going from a reverse shot, if I mount it on my motorcycle to show me, to cutting away to the action in front of me. I would just call that a cut. So this is one of the tools that you have in the reframe tool. So it's cool. A little tricky to get the hang of, but it's there. The thing people seem to miss, and this is where the comparisons to the Insta360 One X, I got it right. The Insta360 One X has the mode where you just move your phone around and you do your cropping there. Of course, GoPro has that as well. It's been called overcapture for almost 2 years now. And it's there, but what you have to do is you have to go into the reframe mode by tapping that little symbol for the keyframe. Then look to the top right, which is going to be up there. You'll see the save button in blue, and to the right of that, 3 dots vertically, which typically means more or options. Tap that, you'll see overcapture below. Very cool. Now you're in overcapture. You've got the familiar shutter button. Take your file, your 360 file, tap on that overcapture, move your phone around, reframe to your heart's desire, and stop capture when I should turn off voice control, because every time I say the word stop and then I also use that other word that I just used, it cuts. So I'll be careful. I'll turn off voice control tomorrow. But use the overcapture and you'll find that the workflow experience is as easy, if not easier, than the Insta360 One X. Great so far? Okay. Image quality on the GoPro is really nice. I've been very impressed with what I've been getting. I've been using it with 360 video capture, 5.6K and 24 frames, as I've said. I've took it out in the rain today and had some fun with a friend going to a noodle place. The sound is really good. That's one of the things that's quite astonishing to me. Even in this busy restaurant with very loud music, you could hear our conversation very clearly. It has shotgun mics on either end. I don't know, it has 6 mics altogether. But as far as the workflow, once you've brought it in and you have your footage in the GoPro app and you're looking at it there from the camera, it's very simple to use the overcapture or the reframe tool. What I like to do then, once I have the file, download it to the camera and save it to your Photos app. So now when you move over to Photos, if you're on iOS, if you have an Android, I hope there's something similar. But I like the fact that in iOS 13 now, we have a whole range of powerful adjustment tools. You can use the standard presets on a video now, just as you could before on a standard photo. These are the presets like vivid or vivid warm, vivid cool, dramatic, mono, silvertone, that kind of thing. But you also have those powerful adjustments, and that's where you can go in and not only grade your color, hold the highlights a little bit, maybe crush the shadows a little if you like that look. You can go in there and you can increase the sharpening. So you shot with low sharpening. Now, and I love this feature on iOS 13, you can zoom in on the photo or the video. You can see how much effect that sharpening is having. I like a value of about 15 from what I've been testing so far. It looks great. It's not over sharpened. Be very careful about that. And then you can tweak the temperature or the tint as well, or go in for one of the presets if you like. That's kind of it. At that point, that can go into iMovie. You can edit that on your phone, and it's ready for social media. There are aspect ratios in there, which other people have talked about. On the phone, it's a pretty fun experience because you can just knock stuff out, and it's really great. If you're going to do work on the computer, then you're going to want to, I have a Mac. I don't know what you do on a Windows machine. On a Mac, there's some other piece of software. You can import the footage by using image capture if you connect with the USB-C data cable, right? Camera to computer with the USB-C data cable, not a charging cable. It won't show up as an SD card in your Finder, but you'll be able to open image capture, basic utility on every Mac. You'll see it there. Select all, import to folder of your choice on your system drive or on an external drive, and you've got all your footage. You will need to open that footage in GoPro Player, so download that free app from the website, GoPro, and once you have it in there, you can simply export the 360 file to use, say, in Final Cut Pro. It'll export as a ProRes, which is really good. The other thing you can do is you can do the reframing there, but why wouldn't you do that on your phone? It's a lot easier, especially with the overcapture feature where you can just move your phone around in the air. And of course you can do as many takes as you want that way. If you, once you have the files through the export process on the Mac, you can actually work with the 360 tools in Final Cut Pro, which are very rich and really easy to do. And that's where you can also say throw LUTs on it and that kind of thing. That's another way to kind of bump up the quality of your production. So that's it. So the main things that I've noticed people are not talking about, just to recap: one, people don't know where the overcapture tool is. You've got to know where that is. That puts it on a par with Insta360 One X as far as I'm concerned in terms of quick edits. Two, you got to use the ProTune to get the best quality results. Come on, you're good at what you do. You want a signature style. You want your stuff to stand out. Don't just go for camera color, whether it's GoPro color or Insta360 One X color. It's fine. I get it. But your content better be killing it, because nobody's going to notice your quality of your videos. The last thing, though, is that workflow, taking your footage, the flat file, so-called, the 2D reframe or overcapture file that you have, and saving it to photos so you can edit and finish there. It's a really, really nice tool. So enjoy that. And this is my first video that I'm posting publicly on my channel. If you like it, maybe I'll make another. If you don't like it, let me know. All right, that's it. Okay, thanks, and out. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Just a moment or two.
Okay.
Of our meal. We'll see how it looks. I'm trying to get footage so I can understand how this works.
Sure, sure.
Because some of it is.
I assume it's not for posterity.
Yeah, it is for posterity. Okay. Eventually, of course, this will be a part of the Library of Congress.
Well,
you know, it'll be a digital box with David Rowe's name on the side. And, you know, interviews we have conducted in noodle houses will be sort of the Dewey Decimal number. I don't know what number that is. They may not have invented a 360 container yet for that number. We're going to have to work on that.